Got audio on, that's good. Got audio on for the caller, that's good. Let's leave that on. We need another webcam here. And we need to redo the lighting. And we need to redo the PTZ camera. So much to do. So much to do and no time to do it. There he is. Well, at least there's the back of his head.
That's the back of my head.
It is.
How am I going to listen?
I recognize the back of that head.
What time do you think today?
3 when I'm doing chat.
Shit, it's coming right up for us.
Okay, let's get some lighting going here.
Oh, I'm getting there. I don't know. An extra pair of hands, an extra pair of ears, an extra, just more warm bodies. What? No, I'm good. I think. What is this? Tom.
I don't watch that stuff.
Good day, sir. Well, not yet.
How about that? Hey, Tom.
Eric,
Tom.
can you hear me?
Tom.
I can hear you. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Where's my camera?
You think he's got a camera in that set up there somewhere?
What the heck? That's weird.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
Ah.
There he is.
Call. There we go. Now can I hear you?
I don't know. I
Yes.
can hear you. Yes. All right. Good.
Now.
Are you connecting through vMix?
Yeah.
Your image is not very good.
No, it's not. It's the camera might
a little
be in
fuzzy.
manual focus.
I mean, maybe you had a big night last night. I don't know. Let's see. Folks, we're just getting tuned up here. Don't have high expectations. That's what I always say.
Yep, it's manual focus. Is that any better?
It's great focus on the camera behind you. Actually, that's much better. You know what would be great? Is if your camera was like at the same level as your eyes. I know. I'm picky. I'm cursed with that. That's good. That's a good shot. Let's see. We can make that a full screen shot. Yep, there we go. Full screen shot. That's a good one. And let's see. Let's edit that.
You're not going to be able to do that. I mean, you can wrap up what you're doing. But
72. Layer. Trigger. Transition in. Overlay. In. Number 72. There we go. Add. Transition in. Overlay one out. After 10 seconds. So let's try that. Here we go. There we go. We're getting there. Look at that curved monitor. That's sweet.
you're looking at my NAB booth.
Yeah. I can't wait to play with all of that. It's Marie. Oh, good. And you found the chat. Very good. Eric, did you and Marie meet at IBC?
I believe so.
All right. Jan and Marie Lind? Or is it Lindy?
Yeah.
Marie, I'm terrible with names. I did get Marie, though. There we go. It's a little windy outside today. All right. Okay, Eric, I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Don. Can you flip on the lights? Por favor. There, that's better. It'd be good if I added my NDI feed.
Could we do that? I bet we could do that. Skilled at this stuff. Or at least we appear to be. Okay. Let's get some ears on here. All right. Marie says it's Lind. That's helpful. Ken is here. All right. Ken and I go way back. Ken works for the Spangler Candy Company, the maker of Dum Dums, one of the unofficial sponsors of Streaming Idiots. That's right. And anybody that buys anything from Streaming Idiots, well, up until a couple of months ago, got a handful of Dum Dums in their box. Dum Dums are like the best lollipops in the world. Okay, so we need an input. We need a camera input. And do we have that? We don't need it with a microphone. Oh, so we're already using that camera somewhere. That's dangerous. Let's go to the camera tab. It's not on the camera tab.
Linde.
The day is pronounced a bit hard. I mean, what is all this little quantifiers? It's a bit hard. And what's hard to one person is not hard to another person. All right. Oh, there it is right there. Oh, there it is. Yay. I found it. If you ever have a camera attached to your system and that camera simply says, and you try to add it, it says insufficient resources, that tells you you already have it attached.
Hey, Jackson.
Brightness, contrast, saturation.
Can you grab those
Camera
papers?
control,
Sorry.
zoom. Oh, did that package arrive today, Eric?
It did.
It did. Okay.
Peanuts.
Did you look at it?
I did not.
It had no peanuts in it when it arrived to me. I'm a big peanut guy.
Okay.
You know, peanuts
Yeah,
are the
we're not big
southern
peanut people
food
around here.
Yeah. Well, I'm big at things arriving and working. Like when you have day in front of a Spanish name. Okay. Got it. Because in our language you can have it even harder. Danish is difficult to pronounce. I can pronounce Danish. Watch me. Danish. I got that one. Otis, welcome. Eric, you remember Otis from NAB 2019?
NAB 2012. It's like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Okay, so this shot is a little fuzzy. And we need to clean it up.
Should I have a mix minus? I'm listening to myself.
Are you hearing yourself?
Yeah, getting me back at me.
Yeah.
I'm getting me back at me, not from you. I'm getting me back at myself. I should be mix minusing, not you.
You should just turn off your headphones in your audio source.
No.
You know, it's
I
the
hear you.
things that you forget when you don't do this stuff or haven't done this stuff lately. Because I haven't. And I love doing it. I hear myself back in my own ears, but it's immediate. There's no latency because I'm simply monitoring the output from the Behringer UMC 404 HD, which has low latency. All right, so if I hit on this desk, does it shake the camera? No, good. It shakes me, but not the camera. And this shot, it does not show enough detail on this little guy, so we need to work on that. Okay. Let's see. Ron DeSantis. Ah, duh. So Linda. All right. Because he's not DeSantis, he's DeSantis. Aziz, welcome. Hi from Germany. Do you guys deliver PCs to Europe or have partners here? I need a vMix PC soon. That's a good question. I bet you could get Jan Lind to help you with one. He's in Sweden.
All right. Do you hear me?
I do.
All right. The beauty of vMix buses.
Yeah. Yeah. Your audio's actually pretty good. Are you using a filter of some kind?
Nope. Just a lapel.
Okay. All right. I use the Waves Audio NS1 noise suppressor, and that takes out the PC fan right there.
I am facing away from my PC fan. That's my secret.
I also have a major highway right out in front of me, and it takes out all but the diesel engines.
Yeah, we've got, it's not a major highway, but it's a road very, very close to us. And for whatever reason, this person goes by every day with the pipes.
Ah, he's from Alabama. Okay, we've got 4 minutes, and this, as I promised you, this show is completely ad hoc. But I have taken a moment to set up the RGBlink Tao 1Pro.
I love me some RGBlink toes.
Yeah,
They fit into my shoes.
So how do you pronounce it?
Well, I call it a TAO. It actually
TAO.
is an acronym. It's an acronym, Talent Anchor Online.
Oh, really?
But they call everything a TAO now, so it's kind of like, this is one of the TAOs. This is the Tao 1Pro. There's also a Tao Mini, a Tao Nano, a Tao blah, blah, blah.
So Tao, kind of like towel, except without the L. Okay, Tao.
Yep.
All right, so this is it right here. And I've got it set up on the desktop. I've got HDMI input and output. I've got a webcam plugged into it. I've got a USB memory stick plugged into it. I've got Ethernet plugged into it. And of course, I have power plugged into it. And everything is working, believe it or not, except the output. I've got it going to a TV.
HDMI output?
Will it do? Yeah. Will it do an HDMI output to a TV?
Shouldn't have any problem with that.
Shouldn't have any problem at all. Okay.
You
Then
got
I've
a video
done
on the
something wrong.
screen?
Sure. You want everything. Hold on a second here.
I have one here. I've got it actually doing NDI for this for that camera over there. I figure if anybody wants to see it functioning, talk about it in less than a hypothetical standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is pretty non-hypothetical. Let's see if we can get it in. It doesn't have a blur on the screen. There we go. So that's what I've got right there.
Hey, Aaron.
And I'm at
The blocks of color look a little funky. So yeah, they're kind of. It's. I guess. Oh, I think I know what happened. Yeah. But if we have to print those out, does it look better with or without the blocks?
Maybe instead of background color.
I'll try that.
He had a big night last night, I tell you, folks. All right, let's see if we can get this. so that it makes some sense.
You also might want to slide me over a little. I mean, I guess I could slide over a little. Is that all right?
Okay. So we've got 6 seconds, but we don't really pay too much attention to that. Stormy, raining, and soggy Michigan. Oh my gosh. From Matrix Board. That's a new one. Welcome. Michael Graves is here. Hello, Michael. We're getting there. Let's see. Otis, are you coming to NAB? Michael, are you coming to NAB? It's Maggie. Oh, well, of course. Did I ever take a master class in vMix? If there was a master class, I would take it. I would. Maggie, I'm debating whether to bring my X-Keys prototype or not. It's kind of a... It was a good joke 2 months ago, but it's not as good a joke now. Make every second count. That's right. We're still in pre-show here. We had a month of sunny weather. The last 2 days have been raining and snowing. Oh my gosh. Gary says it's sunny and warmish in Montreal. Oh my gosh. Okay. Eric, are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
You were born ready. Okay, well, give me 90 seconds to see if I can improve on something. I mean, why bother to do any of this pre-show? Let's just wait until the show starts.
There ain't no show like the pre-show.
That is true. Logitech.
And after the show is the after show?
After the show is the post-show. So we wouldn't want to be confusing about that at all.
After the post show is the after show.
After the post shows. Yeah, but that's generally here in the studio. So, yeah. So, hold on. Logitech 920 software. Well, I'm not going to be able to do it quickly. All right, that's good. Why not do the masterclass yourself? Eric, you want to do a live masterclass on vMix?
Sure. Right now? Are
Well,
you ready?
we could do it right now, but it would not be as concise as one that was actually planned out. Yeah.
It's true.
All right. All right. Well, let me.
It would be a student class, not a master class.
Yeah, I already teach a student class, and it's actually a lot of fun. We have some great people in it. And let's try the focus by manually focusing.
I couldn't do one myself. There's too many holes in my knowledge. Titling and replay are two that I can think of off the top of my head that I probably couldn't count myself as a master on.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Nobody's a master on all of it. All right, sir.
Bye.
Well, Martin, no, Martin is not a master. He might be a master at writing it, but he's not a master at executing it. You should have seen that vMix Fun Time live show that they tried to do without Tim. It was hilarious.
There's a big difference between production and
Absolutely.
the other side of the fence.
Yep. You turn on the
But I bet
lights.
you
and
he
the
knows
camera.
how everything works.
There's no question about that. No question. All right. I'm going to mute you. We're going to do the intro, and then
I'll
and
just
then
be
we-
quiet.
and then we're going to have fun.
All right.
So Eric is now muted, and there are lots of people in the world that would love to have that button. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's go to the show tab, and we'll hit the purple button. Sorry about that. Welcome. I'm Tom Sinclair. This is Streaming Idiots. You have officially arrived at the end of the internet, and at the end of the internet is the world's longest ongoing live streaming show about live streaming. That's right. In July this year, we will celebrate 10 years of ongoing, consistent broadcasts about live streaming. Yep. And you thought you'd seen it all. Want to give a big shout out and welcome to everybody that's joining us live today in chat. They are just burning up the boards. Glad to have Maggie and Marie and Gary and John and Aziz and Michael and bunches of other folks. And thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with us. We are honored by that. Really excited by my guest today. My guest is Eric Pratt with U.S. Broadcast, and we'll bring him on in just a second. U.S. Broadcast is a distributor. Another word for a wholesaler of live streaming and AV and all types of really cool gadgetry gear and broadcast equipment, and is a supplier for Eastern Shore Broadcasting, my company. And Eric has very graciously, very generously donated some gear to be given away at the Streaming Idiots meetup at NAB, which is going to be the second day of NAB, which this year will be a Monday instead of a Tuesday. It'll be Monday, April 25th at Scott Whitney's Podworks studio there in Las Vegas. So we'll get a chance. Whoops, got to turn the phone down. So we'll get a chance to go see a live working studio that produces content on a regular basis on his own behalf and on behalf of others. Scott's been doing it for a long time. Is a great guy. Nick's going to be helping him out, and they always put on a great party and very graciously allowed us to come and kind of roost around in their digs, in their studio for an evening. And that's April 25th. Time to be announced. Address, we'll have it out there. If you're a Streaming Idiot in the Streaming Idiots group on Facebook, we'll have it there. It'll also be on our Eastern Shore Broadcasting page on Facebook and on our page at easternshorebroadcasting.com. So we'll make sure everybody knows the address. There's no fee. All you have to do is, you don't need anything. You just need to get there. And we've got all sorts of great gear to give away. Some of it we're going to talk about today. Some of it we're going to talk about next week. Some of it we talked about last week. Some of it we're going to talk about in 2 weeks. Last week we talked about the Atom 500 wireless camera system. Terrible situation that I put it in, trying to make it burn around corners and through bridges and all that kind of stuff. And we'll have another go at that. Looks like a cool camera set. A cool wireless camera set. I want to get some here for my studio. Next week we'll do a special, more special than normal, a special Streaming Idiot show with Tim from vMix. It will be an evening show to accommodate that crazy Australian, got to get these earbuds in right, crazy Australian time schedule. So it'll be 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, on next Wednesday. That will be the 13th. Yeah, the 13th. And then on the 20th, back at our regular time, 3 p.m. Eastern, Test Protesto with PTZ Optics will be on. They're giving away a bunch of their cool PTZ Optics webcams. In fact, I may just have to sneak one through for myself. Oh, wait, I've already got one. Never mind. So and all of that's going to be given away at the Streaming Idiots meetup. Now, if you can't be at the meetup, then you can't get one of the door prizes, but you can. We are going to live stream the meetup, and so I've got some tricks up my sleeve on that one, including I want to see if maybe we can't let some of you guys that can't be there, kind of come on and talk and ask questions with the folks that's there. So we'll try to expand the boundaries of the meetup just a tad. So yeah, there's that. So let me get Eric here and get his audio turned on, because there's nothing worse than inviting a guest on the show and having their audio off, because it makes them feel just unwanted and unliked. But Eric, welcome to the Streaming Idiots show. It has been...
Is my audio working?
Your audio's just beautiful.
I feel wanted.
It's probably been 4 years since we've had you on the show, maybe 3. Pre-COVID.
4 seems a bit long. I mean, this was a long 3 years.
Yeah.
Longest 3 years of our lives.
Yeah. So quick story about Eric and the kind of guy he is. So I'm going to IBC in 2019, and which is in Amsterdam, which is in like Europe, which is like a foreign country, which I don't do foreign countries. I don't do non-English speaking countries. If they can't understand my Alabama accent, I don't go there. And vMix had asked me to come and help them at the International Broadcasting Conference there in Amsterdam. And so Sandy and I flew over, and wouldn't you know it, but Eric was 20 minutes ahead of me on a different flight and said, "Hey, what you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm here at the airport." And he said, "Well, I'm here at the airport too. All this is, international text messaging for $59 an hour or something like that." And he said, "Well, where are you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm not really sure." He said, "Well, I'll wait for you." So he found me at baggage check and helped us navigate through the myriad of public transportation options. Even bought me a ticket, I think Sandy too, on a tram or a shuttle or a train or a stump jumper, or I don't know what it was, and proceeded to help me figure out how to get where I was going. And so has permanently endeared himself to Sandy and I for saving us from ourselves in a foreign land. So again, Eric, thank you.
If you're not used to public transportation, it can be intimidating the first time. So I figured I'd show you the ropes.
When it's not even in English. That's right. Yeah. But it was a very, very great country and very generous, and people were very gracious, except in the grocery stores.
Stroop waffles.
Yeah, stroop waffles. Yeah. So Marie says most of Europe understands my accent just fine, assuming that they speak English. That's right. So Eric, just a bit about, well, I would say just a bit about your background, but your background is so blasted extensive, we could do an entire show on your background and how you got.
I'm pretty sure I could sum it up quickly.
Okay, give it a shot. Go ahead.
All right, I started.
I dare you.
I'm going to do it. I started doing PC-based live production in the late 90s, and I started work for a company called Play, which made the first PC-based live production switcher in tech support. And after that, I quit in '99 or so, and I haven't had a job since. I started a company called Virtual Setworks. We made virtual sets. We made virtual sets for vMix. I talked to Martin, and Martin said that we could, back in the early 20 teens, and he said that we could do distribution for them. We started distributing the vMix Go, which was a product that vMix made at the time, and then discontinued. Thus was US Broadcast born. And we are a distributor to sell to, we supply resellers with all kinds of neat stuff. PDZ cameras and switchers and control surfaces, and one of the things that we're going to talk about today. That's the short version.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff there in the background that we could say.
That is a whole show. In fact, we did a
Shoosh.
webinar on
Look at
our
all
NA.
that.
This is our NAB booth. After the show today, we will tear it down and put it in boxes and ship it off to Las Vegas. So if you're
Super
going
cool.
to NAB, I don't need to tell you anything about it. But if you're not going to NAB,
That's right.
there is
but you did a
whole
video.
on the booth. Yes.
And I watched 28% of that video last night.
That's good.
Yeah.
That would be a whole 14 minutes.
Ish.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll do the math later.
No.
7
7
yeah.
minutes. You watched 7 minutes of it?
But I flipped around. I got to the good spot. The stuff that
All right.
the stuff I was interested in. Nobody can be interested
Okay.
in everything. Yeah. Yep.
I am.
And I can't. But see,
I'm interested in everything.
and the conversation you and I had the other day was, about representing products and services that we're in love with,
Yeah.
that we love.
Yes.
And as you say, you don't have to go to work then. You just
Yep.
do what's fun. You play with stuff and help other people learn how to play with stuff. Yeah, that's good.
All of my waking hours, I don't work.
So you have sent to me very graciously this box of toys. I mean important gear that we're going to give away.
Fun things.
Fun
Yes.
things at Streaming Idiots. And there's this one
So
box.
what are we giving away? Let's just clarify. At the Streaming Idiots event on Monday at NAB, there are 3 things that we've provided to give away. And one of them is this Tao. The other is that wireless thing you were mentioning, and I didn't even know if you got a chance to look at the USB to SDI adapter, but
Well,
you might find that fun too.
we might only be giving away 2 of these. It all depends
There's a tax, right?
on how much I love the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the radios that we did last week. And we'll be giving away a set of these. Whoops. Minus the instructions that I just trumped on the floor. And these are really cool. You can look at last week's show and see how not to use them because I'm an idiot.
It's an HDMI/SDI 500-foot wireless transmitter.
Yes. Oh, I had a question about that.
Yours for free if you show
can
up at
you
Streaming
do-
Idiots.
Yeah, that's right. Except if your name is Tom Sinclair, you don't get one for free. Can you go HDMI in and SDI out?
You can. In fact, it is a format converter. So if you're ever like, gosh, I just really need to convert SDI to HDMI or HDMI to SDI, it is a wireless format converter. Think of it that way.
That is cool. So if I'm stuck with an HDMI camera, but all I have is SDI ports.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, and today, and also in the box is, it's interesting, the packaging from some of these places is Scotch tape and foam envelopes. But this, tell me very quickly about this little silver guy.
That thing will turn a laptop. It'll give you an SDI feed from your laptop or your desktop. But it's important because you can't stick like an SDI capture card with output into a laptop. Laptop is the word I was looking for. So it gives you SDI out, but it works either with or without vMix. I've found that the people that are most interested in this are people with Macs looking to do either PowerPoint or ProPresenter into their ATEM workflow. But it has a specific module for vMix to do external out of vMix, regardless of whether you're using a laptop or not. So now you get SDI out of your laptop.
Awesome. Awesome. And this retails for $500.
All 3 of them are 500,
I know.
actually. So that's
You're incredibly
$1,500 in
generous.
prizes.
It's amazing.
And that's just from us. I mean, you must have, good several $1,000s worth of prizes to give away at the event if they make it.
Yep. Yep.
They make it waylaid.
It is very possible we may have more prizes than people
Yeah. I mean, can you
because
imagine
the promise of the
possible
number of
people-
prizes. I mean, the promise of the number of prizes that people are promising might exceed the number of people that show up. So you could win more than one thing. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the Tao 1Pro from RGBlink.
Yeah,
This is the box.
you know what's funny?
The box is empty.
RGBlink actually visited us this week from China. They came to our office here.
Is that a precursor to NAB?
They are coming out on the way to NAB. They're doing a road trip across the country.
Yeah.
But they told us how much the flight from China to the U.S. is right now. It's $10,000. Do you know how many of them came?
No.
3 of them.
You
do the math.
$1,000. Well, I can do that math.
Yeah. That's a lot of money in airfare. Yeah, so they stopped by, and they have a whole portfolio of really interesting products. We're playing with their Ask Nano today, which is like a HDMI sharing system. So you plug one of the HDMIs into your laptop and you plug the other one into your TV, and it just wirelessly sends video off to it. They also have a bonding unit, which doesn't take in, it's not an encoder, it's just like you could plug vMix into it and it will bond across multiple USB. They have an NDI product coming. They've got all kinds of really interesting stuff.
All right.
But today we're going to talk about the Tao 1Pro.
Today we're going to talk about the Tao, kind of like towel, but without the ool.
Yep.
Tao. What's it called again?
Tao 1Pro.
Tao 1Pro.
Tao is actually an acronym. It stands for Talent Anchor Online, which
is funny because it sounds like a Chinese word, Tao.
I believe it is.
Okay.
TAU is a Greek letter. TAO.
He knows
say it's something religious. Am I wrong, Aaron? Tao. What does that mean in Chinese? Google it.
Sounds like a gang. Drug lords, the Tao gang.
Yeah, could be.
Anyway.
Or it could be an evil, it could be a Marvel comic.
Exactly.
Captain Tao.
For those of you watching, I apologize. I enjoy Eric's company immensely. We get sidetracked at the drop of a hat. Neither one of us have a very sharp ability to focus.
The Tao of Pooh. Yes. Tao is like Zen, is what Michael
Gotcha.
says. I knew it was something in that.
Very good.
Thank you, Michael.
And
so, yes, we are going to talk about this.
To put what Eric just said
product
about Michael into context, Eric was reading the chat where the Tao of Pooh is not P-O-O, but P-O-O-H. Just want to put that in context in case you're watching and listening without looking at the chat.
Yeah, the Tao of Pooh could be taken very differently, I suppose.
Yeah, this is about the furry little stuff.
Why has it been 4 years since you've had me on this show? It's so much fun. Why is it taking this long?
Probably because it takes us 40 minutes to get to the subject.
Better. Yeah.
No, well, I tell you why, because we've both been so blasted busy. We're saving the world, one bite at a time.
Yeah.
So.
BYT. Yeah. Not like, anyway. So the Tao 1Pro is a super cool little device.
Yes.
And while it is a standalone streaming device for switching with like a touch screen, one of the things that I've found particularly useful is that it encodes to NDI 5.
Yes, it does. And I have the screen.
Shall I go on?
Yeah, you just talk away. I
don't want to monopolize things. So it's got 2 HDMI inputs on it, and it's got 2 USB inputs on it. Oh, what would you use USB input for? Well, you can plug in a webcam, but there are a lot of PTZ cameras with USB ports on them as well. So you can plug in 2 USB-based cameras and 2 HDMI sources, like a laptop or a camera. So what I've done on my end, at least, is I've plugged in an HDMI PTZ camera and a USB static camera. and I am encoding them to NDI 5, and I'm bringing them into vMix. So I'm just going to show it to you, just so you can see that there is, in fact, video going through this thing and into vMix, and then via vMix call over to Tom, and then via RTMP off to y'all. So let me just do that.
Okay, let's give Eric the screen here.
So that's the unit. This is our HDMI source. And then I'm going to do our NDI feed. I'm going to share, let's see, just so you can see me add it, right? You can see this. I'm going to go add NDI, RGBlink. Ta-da! And it looks just like the camera feed. One of these is HDMI, and one of these is the NDI feed from the Tao. It works. It really does. And to prove it, I will switch it to a camera which is not coming in via NDI. So I'm going to go show you this guy here. So I'm going to come in, and this is preview. You press UVC1, and that gives you preview. You press it again, and it makes a program. And now the NDI feed in vMix is this camera over here, which is a little bit yellow. Didn't get around to color correcting that, but.
Okay, so it will
That's
take
the quick version.
It will take an NDI input.
It's outputting NDI. So
It's
I'm feeding it an
outputting
HDMI and a USB source. So think of it as like, think of how much an NDI encoder costs. They're like round about $500. This is $500.
Yeah.
And it's an NDI encoder, but it's also an NDI switcher. But it also does RTMP, but it also records. The way that we've been using it around the office is we used it actually when RGBlink were here to share different sources from around the office, whether it's laptops or cameras, and outputted via NDI to Zoom, so that other Zoom attendees of people in the company who are not here, we could show them, you know, they brought their laptop, they wanted to see different sources. So we used it as a little switcher for our Zoom production. But you could use it as, like there are a lot of HDMI to NDI encoders on the market, but there are not a lot of USB to NDI encoders on the market. So this is actually, will let you switch between 4 different sources to NDI. So you can almost think of it as like something you can run upstream from vMix. The latency is actually really competitive because NDI 5 encoding is pretty snappy. So that's one way of using it. The other is you can throw it on top of your camera using a cold shoe, and you can just use it as an on-screen monitor. Another way is that you can just use it as a standalone streaming encoder. So you can like plug the HDMI out of your DSLR in, or you know, Canon or Handycam or what have you, and stream RTMP to Facebook, or you can just use it as a recorder. So it's got a lot of different ways that you can go with it. For $500, it's worth having in your kit. Think of it as a backup switcher.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now because I've got one right here on my desk, and I hate when, you know, when people show you a picture and they're using a handheld device, like they're hand holding their webcam, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I hate to do that, but here's what mine looks like. And
so you need a document camera like what we have.
Yeah, really. So I've got power, I've got Ethernet, I've got USB plugged in, I've got a webcam plugged into one of the 2 other USB ports. I've got HDMI out and 1 HDMI in, and then, you know, it's just mounted on a 1/4-20 very shaky stand. Let me get that off of it. And so far I've been able to switch between inputs, and I've been able to output it to a big TV over there. I did get that working. and I have been able to bring it into my vMix as an NDI source right there. So let's see if, yeah. And so this is actually the output, or this is one of the camera inputs. So this is the webcam input right there.
And you can switch it.
And I can switch it. That's right. I can switch it live just by touching the stream and going to whatever else I want to. And that just happens to be...
Hit it twice.
Hit it twice because it went to preview.
Yep. First time is first time is preview, second time is program.
And so now you see it's gone to infinity. But the reason I show that, not because I'm trying to brag about how great I am, but because, you know, I'm an idiot and it took me 15 minutes to get that set up and working. And I can imagine if I were doing gigs on a regular basis, that this would be one of those Swiss Army knife type tools that I would want to have in my kit so that I could fix whatever I needed to fix or add whatever option I needed to add. You know, if somebody shows up with a camera and says, you know, we absolutely positively want to get this shot, well then, you know, it becomes an NDI encoder. You know, somebody else says, I need a monitor for my camera because I can't see I can't see through the lens. So this becomes a camera-mounted monitor. It's just wow. And for the price of free, you can get this at the Streaming Idiots meetup at NAB Monday night, April 25th, the second night of NAB. That's right. Yep. Ed is asking, Tom, are you a dealer for the RGBlink? And the answer to that is
we'll see.
We'll see. I'm sorry, folks. The show has to end prematurely today.
You're the one who is hedging his bets. We'll see. I mean, sure. Tom's a dealer. Let's get in your store, man. I'll put you in our funnel.
Let's
sell them
do
like
that.
madness.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I want to get the Atom in the store too. But see, here's the thing, and you already know this from me. I'm a cherry picker. I pick the I pick the stuff that I like and that I think is going to appeal to the people that you know, kind of cruising around in the same circles I do. You know, the $20,000 things are not things I sell.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
it's like that song.
Only a couple times.
I sell the things that the whole world streams. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that must be it. Okay, Ed's just sending me $500 for one of these. So, Ed, you need to come to NAB. It'll be cheaper than $500
I'm excited for
to
NAB.
I am too. You know why? Because all of the cool people are going to be there. The regular riffraff that would normally, you know, clog up the aisles, they're not going to be there.
Yep. Yeah.
It's going to be the cool folks.
Yep.
But if you can't make it, that doesn't mean you're not one of the cool people.
No, it does.
Yeah. It does.
I expect attendance to be down by about 50%. But like you said, I think the people that aren't going to go are the people that we didn't want to talk to anyway. I get people who stop by the booth and they're just like, yeah, I'm doing a video on cool booth swag. You know, what do you have? And it's like, yeah, I get nothing. I get nothing for you. I only have booth swag for like people who are, you know, cool.
Yeah.
We do have some good booth stuff to give away. Our booth is, I don't remember the number, but it's between Atomos and Adobe. So I expect we'll need to bring earplugs because both of them usually have very loud sound systems, and literally our booth is right between them. So I expect we'll have a lot of traffic, but it'll also be a noisy 4 days.
So let's see. Hold on a second. Your booth number is
97 something or other.
9724.
Hey.
9724. And if you haven't already, you can get a free badge to attend.
Oh,
In fact,
right.
you can get a bunch of free badges. You can get one from vMix, PTZ Optics, X Keys, US Broadcast, and NewTek by using any one of these numbers on your screen. And what
No,
you
no, no,
want?
no, 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 no. That's incorrect. You can only get a free badge from US Broadcast, and here, let me tell you why. Um, if you use our promotional number, we actually get priority points for the positioning of our booth for the next NAB. Now, none of those other people need priority points like we need priority points because they've been doing the show. Even though this will be like I've done every NAB that's been had since the 90s, this is actually our first booth at NAB. And you might be saying, is that possible?
It is
you've done the
possible.
last 25 NABs, but you've never done an actual booth. And here's the reason why, is that US Broadcast is a distributor. We usually hang out in our vendors' booths. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to have a booth because everything that we would show in our booth is already in somebody else's booth and the people that actually make it. However, the reason we're doing the show this year is so that we can show workflow. So we have actually a really fancy graphic around here somewhere about how our booth is plugged together. So we can show a Scarhoy controller controlling vMix, sending NDI to an Xsymmetry system, through to a Novastar display processor and onto the screen, being shot by a Bolin PTZ camera. It's a whole workflow of different vendors. So that's why we're doing the booth this year. And if you use our thing, our promotional code, then yeah, I don't know. The vMix guys have a pretty sweet spot for booths. So this is our NAB page, our page on the NAB show site, and I think you can find our promotional code there. Yeah,
Or you
are
can
like
just
Bitcoin.
Or you can just look on our screen, because there it is.
Points.
LV7223. Yep,
Did you put 7223? Oh, that's our promotional code.
that's correct. That is correct.
Yeah,
Because
but
you
you-
have to have a badge before you can get in and
LV.
find the booth.
LV7223. That's the only one you saw there.
And let me give you a tip. If you're coming to NAB, get an extra badge. I mean, sign up for a US Broadcast badge and a vMix badge, and get one of each. And put one of them in the bottom of your briefcase, the bottom of your backpack, the bottom of your purse, because there's going to be that day where you forget your badge.
Or you lose it, or you got to get your buddy in.
And if you're on a timeline and you've got to get in there right now, it's going to cost you at least $50 to get a replacement
Or
badge.
if you want to pretend that you're somebody else. Can you hear the sirens? Sorry. Occasionally you want to go into like somebody's booth, but not be who you are. So I would usually do like, I'd register myself as like Thomas the Tank or something like that. You know, just some thoroughly, made up name. And
You have
that
to
way,
have
if I
ID.
wanted to go into a booth incognito, yeah, I've gotten around ID in the past. As a person that like has a booth, generally you can kind of.
Folks, you're not hearing this. Eric is just temporarily,
Yep.
Not making any sense. No, but you do want to get an extra pass just in case. And there are some people that'll get a pass from Black Magic, and then they'll get a pass from NewTek, and depending on which booth they go to, they'll flip their badge around so that it shows the correct one, and they don't make enemies; they just make friends. So some little tips like that.
To answer Michael's questions, the Bolin cameras are without NDI, so they're like a bird dog camera that doesn't have NDI, and consequently don't cost the same. But functionally, electronically, they're very similar. I won't say identical. Bird Dog is a co-brand of Bolin, is
Right.
how I've been taught to say that. And the IDs should vary moving forward, so there isn't confusion between the two brands. But at the moment, we've got the Bolin BC9, which is like the heaviest hitting PTZ camera I've ever seen, because it's got a 1-inch sensor on it and Genlock and 6G dual SDI out. It's fancy. And that's what I'm using to shoot, to do. Do you guys ever watch The Mandalorian, that Star Wars series? That entire thing was shot using a technique called virtual production, where they use LED walls instead of green screen. And there are some technical advantages to doing it that way. And I thought, this is such a cool technology. And my background in virtual sets, and I sell broadcast kind of stuff, I should be in on this. So we partnered with a vendor called Sansi, who make portable LED walls for virtual production. And Bolin make a PTZ camera, which is suitable for virtual production. You need something with Genlock and a good sensor, and there's some other squirrely things. And then we partnered with a company called Aximmetry, who work on Unreal Engine. And between the three of those, we're able to create a virtual production system, which we will show at NAB. I could show it to you now. It's kind of, if I pretend I zoom this camera in, do you see the LED wall behind me?
I do.
It's not color corrected. It's not color corrected correctly, but if you remove this monitor out of the way and I zoom in and I stand in front of it and we color correct it, I would have to light me a little bit better. It would be like I'm standing in that virtual set, but without a green screen. And consequently, there isn't all of the, the spill. And importantly, what they did in The Mandalorian is they had, the Mandalorian, he wore metal armor, and that metal armor is highly reflective. So if you shoot this guy on a green screen, you've got to go through and you've got to clean up all of the green on all of his reflective gear. Whereas if you shoot on an LED wall, they actually surround him. Even the ceiling has LEDs on it. So the ceiling's got a sky, the walls have buildings, and when the camera focuses on the guy with the reflective armor, you actually see in his reflections his environment. So he's lit properly, he's reflected properly. It really cuts down on post-production. They bang this stuff out really quick. So virtual production is a really interesting new technology that we're spearheading in partnership with our vendors.
And you can see that at Eric's booth. He'll be in shiny armor.
Yep. Hey, it's not a bad idea.
It would be an attention getter. Yep. Natural specular
or we could just
reflection.
Yep. We could hire a Mandalorian actor.
Wow. And I bet you'd be able to find one on the street in Las Vegas.
You're probably right. But I don't want to detract from the RGBlink Tao 1Pro.
The Tao 1Pro. That's right. Yeah.
Which is a switcher. It's a streamer.
And so it will stream to 4 different destinations?
Nope. It will switch between 4 different sources to one destination.
To one destination.
It's only got one RTMP in it. And it doesn't do ISO. I've already had a bunch of people asking me about that. It doesn't do ISO yet, at least.
Okay. Okay. Well, they said the key feature, and help me unpack this terminology, is multi-stream up to 4 live streaming platforms simultaneously. That's on the RGBlink website.
Multiple destinations. I misunderstood your question as it's
Gotcha.
Streaming each of the different inputs.
No. Okay. Yeah. No, I want to go to Facebook. I want to go to YouTube. I want to go to Twitch. I don't want to go to Zimbabwe. Okay. All right. Good.
TikTok. Cool. Did you know I'm on TikTok now? I'm almost embarrassed to say that.
I would be. I was going to say I was impressed, but I'm not really.
Yeah.
I need lemonade.
No, I mean, when the RGBlink people were in, they were like, yeah, my parents buy TVs on TikTok. And I was like, they what? And so I was like, well, I mean, we have videos on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. Why not? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, we've already got
You'd have
more
to dance.
views in 2 days. Yeah. I got to make silly videos now. Not really looking forward to that. Yeah, I'll have to dance in order to sell things. But I'm a consummate, lover of broadcast technology. If I have to dance to help sell it,
That's right.
I'll do it. Aaron's saying no.
That's right.
No.
Aaron's probably seen you dance. So a big shout out to Chris, who just joined us from New Zealand. Welcome. Glad you're with us. If you can't get here on time, Chris, just show up whenever you can. That's all right. We took attendance earlier, and we noted that you were absent. All right, so Eric, I'm going to see you at NAB. I'm going to see you at the U.S. broadcast booth. I can't wait. And I'm going to see you at the party Monday night. That'll be the same night as the what is it? There's another big party besides our big party.
There's the B&H party.
The B&H
Monday
party.
night.
That's right. Yeah, the B&H party. There'll be a few people there.
That's fine. We know where we're going to be. We're going to be at the Streaming Idiots party.
That's right.
B&H already, we patronize them. Patronage? We give them enough patronage.
Yeah.
I don't know if their party runs late and ours cuts short. Maybe we'll go to the B&H.
We'll get
it doesn't even
Uber
start until
we'll
9:30. So.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It doesn't start until 9:30. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a replacement for the AJA party. Is what the guys at B&H were telling me.
9:30. That's 11:30 my time. That's 12:30 your time. That's after midnight.
It's gonna be late. I'm just not planning on sleeping the entire show like I usually do.
All right, so here's the question. I
usually don't eat or sleep for like 4 days.
That's healthy. Yeah. Let's all do that.
It's like a fast.
Yeah.
Spiritual.
It doesn't sound very fast.
Awakening.
So EBA Tech Thoughts is asking about audio mixing in the Tao.
I have no idea. You want me to send you one?
What? I have one. It's right here.
No, Anthony.
Oh, that. Yeah.
AIBA.
Oh, he's just coming in under the guise of, under the cloak.
He's
of
like one of those people with the fake badges.
Yeah. I've seen him around.
Audio. Yes, there is audio. Here, I'll show you. Why not? You want to give me full screen for a second? So here is the two mic. Let's see, two HDMI's, two UVCs, and a mic input. I forgot to mention there's a, and you can turn on auto apparently, and it will automatically manage that, and then output. Clearly, I have no audio, or I'd have levels. It does have audio management. You can adjust your levels, and you can mix a 3.5 mil auxiliary source. So if you want to mic somebody up, that's totally possible. Or if your audio comes in from something else. If I'd thought of it, I would have gotten a mic. I don't see any around here. This one's a USB, so I can't. Oh, maybe I could plug it in.
How did you get to that audio screen?
There's an audio button in the lower left. It says input and output. Ordinarily, those four little stripes in the corner would be moving up and down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are actually mixer levels.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's not picking up my webcam input. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'd have to play around with it.
Yep. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Yeah, send one to Anthony. He'll do a review on it. He does good reviews.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, sir, Xavier, welcome. Glad you're here. Internal program record?
Yes.
No. Internal?
So that USB stick.
Yeah, that's not internal.
Hey, Aaron, isn't there built-in storage on the Tao? No. Only to the stick. Yep.
But the stick could also be a drive.
Could, yes. Any USB 3 storage device that's formatted correctly.
Right. All right, and Michael is admiring your big, nice vMix control surface behind you.
It is a big, nice vMix control surface.
That's cool.
It's
I
not
want
cheap.
one of those. Oh, well, maybe I'll win one.
However, this you can buy these. This is basically a big Scarhoy controller, and they sell it with this frame. However, I made my own frame out of mahogany and some metal ends that I had our local engineering company design for us because I wanted my own frame.
Is there anything you can't do? I mean, you are this modern Renaissance man.
Dance. Dance, apparently.
Dance. Well, okay. All right. Well, super. We've gone way over time, but I knew that was going to happen. I really do appreciate it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
We'll continue it another time.
Yeah.
Have us back in something less than 4 years, okay?
Yeah. Let's do that. And I'll probably do some reports from NAB for the Streaming Idiot crowd, and we'll do at least one from your booth.
Yeah.
And maybe just a whole
like a
series of short ones about some of the different goodies there. All right. Cool. Thank you,
We're going to
Gary.
have a good time. AI-based camera tracking. Wait till you see that.
I saw that in your video.
Yeah.
Yeah. AI.
You'll see it in person.
AI. That means something to me. Let's see. Hold on a second. AI.
It looks at the NDI stream, and instead of looking at your face, it looks at your whole body. So if a presenter is like writing on a whiteboard, even if they turn around and shuffle sideways, it still tracks them because it's tracking the whole body and not just your face. And if there's two people, it will frame up both of them. I ran it at a conference last week, and like I let it track like the whole room. It's wild.
I bet it even does dancing.
We've got a lot to talk about.
All right. Very good. Very good. Well, let's say goodbye to Eric. And we will, let's see, can we do this? Yeah, there we go. And if you're at NAB, you'll want to check out Eric in the U.S. broadcast booth. And if you can't find it, find me and I'll take you to it. And it'll be a lot of fun. And the neat thing about what Eric's doing at U.S. Broadcaster, one of the very neat things is he's always on the lookout for something that people haven't seen before, but he knows they're going to need. In a lot of ways, he's like Martin Sinclair, that he anticipates what the market will do and what people's needs will be far in advance. So he's bringing products to market that you may not have a need for today, but you need to pay attention to because you're probably going to need it tomorrow. And so I commend him for that, and I commend him to you as a result. Coming up next week in the evening, a special evening Streaming Idiot show next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Tim from vMix will be on to talk about the process of putting together vMix 25. Of course, they're going to be at NAB, and they'll be at the Streaming Idiots meetup and giving away a vMix package. And then 2 weeks from today at our regular time, 3 p.m. Eastern, Tess Protesta with PTZ Optics will be on. And you don't want to miss Tess. Tess is the rare combination of brains and beauty. And it's always a joy to be around her because she brings a lot of life to whatever's going on. So those are and then after that's NAB. I mean, gee whiz. So we've got some great shows lined up for you. And then we'll do a lot of individual posts from NAB, and probably we'll have to see if we can get a good internet connection and do a live show on Wednesday at NAB. We'll see. So thanks for tuning in. Hang around for the post show, and we'll be back in just a second. Don't go away. Don't go away. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. Okay, Eric, you're still on. And we're in the post show. How do you know it's the post show? Because it tells you it's the post show. Because there's just a little piece of text that we're going to put down there that says it's the post show. All right. Very good. Very good. So a big shout out to all of you that joined late. Again, better late than not at all. We thank you for that. And if you're going to be at NAB, I hope you will give me a shout out, and maybe we can get together or meet up at the US Broadcast booth, or the vMix booth, or the X-Keys booth, or the PTZ Optics booth, or the NewTek booth, or the Blackmagic booth, or any one of our friends. And yeah, it's going to be good. Oh, Anthony says he hopes he wins. You know what that means? He's planning on coming.
He's going to show up.
He's going to show up.
Didn't he say he wasn't going to come? Maybe he's coming now. Maybe we convinced him.
Well,
the cool kids go to NAB.
With all the gear. Holy cow, yeah. I mean, I would come.
You are coming.
But that's right. Actually, I'm hosting it along with Scott. Yeah. So I guess I better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we told our friends like Eric is, in the past we've asked some of our vendors for donations, not just of gear, but also of cash to help underwrite this party, which gets pretty expensive. But we've had such...
my body weight in shrimp.
We've had a great 2 years since the last NAB, and we've saved our money. So we're going to be able to underwrite the whole thing, and we've just asked our friends to bring prizes, to bring presents as with their presents. So it'll be really, really good. It'll be really, really good. Yeah, 2019 spring was the last time we did an NAB. 2019 fall was the last time we did an IBC. So it has been 3 years. 3 years. Holy cow.
Yep. Yeah. I did ISE in March of 2020, but it's like I came in just under the wire.
Now you're going to be doing a couple of other shows after NAB. If somebody wants to come to one of those shows, where would they find you?
Well, there's going to be Streaming Media East in Boston.
Streaming Media East
in May.
In May.
Yep.
In Boston.
In Boston.
That'll be a good time to be in Boston.
Infocom. Yes. Infocom will be in Vegas, so we're actually just going to keep our booth in a storage unit in Vegas for 2 months.
Yep.
In case you want to try and track that down. And then we're doing Capture in July, which is a House of Worship event in Atlanta.
I think I may go up for that.
We're going to go to IBC, more than likely. Oh, and NAB New York. So we still have to book our booth, but looks like they're going to do NAB New York in October again.
October, okay.
It'll hopefully be a show. So that's our year in trade shows.
And IBC in September. Okay.
Yeah, we probably won't have a booth at IBC. It's a real logistical challenge to stage a booth across the pond. You have to, ship heavy crates by air, which ends up being tens of thousands of dollars ultimately, round trip. And then the booth itself obviously costs a lot of money. And while it would be really nice to have a booth, generally we do like what we do at NAB, and or used to do at NAB, which is we just go and visit our friends. It's like the only time we get to visit with vMix because NAB is too busy. So I don't have a booth at IBC, so we get to stop by and say hello to vMix and catch up with all of our vendors. So that's what I use IBC for.
All right.
And Amsterdam is generally a pretty fun place to. Good food. Not quite as cheesy as Las Vegas. And I say that as a previous Las Vegan.
Really?
Native.
You lived in
Las
Las Vegas?
There yes. I still have a 702 area code for my cell phone.
Wow.
Because I got my phone when I was there.
Wow.
Yeah, Nevada's actually kind of a cool place. After NAB this year, I'm going to New Mexico with my wife and kid. We're going to go find hot springs.
All right. So Amnon Nissan is in the house with Nissan Communications Network, Virtual Set and Virtual Gear. He's giving you a shout out. Amnon has quite an amazing studio in the North Carolina area. We've visited him in the past.
There, I'll turn around then. A virtual production set is how we're trying to position it.
Uh-huh.
It's technically challenging.
Oh, he's suggesting that you do a virtual production set because you don't have to ship it.
To IBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just ship a green screen, and we'll just put a screen up of a really cool booth.
There you go. A little lighting, camera,
Yeah.
a Tao 1Pro, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish streaming at trade shows is always the worst because they charge an arm and a leg for bandwidth.
Yep.
We had one of our friends tried to do they tried to basically just ship one person plus a bunch of screens and do their whole production, their whole booth remotely. This was before COVID. So they were trying to demonstrate remote production workflow, and the connection to the show was awful. So basically the one person who was sitting there, he was just sitting there with screens. He had no gear. They weren't able to show anything for the entire show. It was awful.
Oh, God.
It's really weird.
Yeah. Smart City Networks, Michael Graves says, is the ones that provide internet access. Yeah, anything in Las Vegas is going to be expensive. It's unionized.
Buffets are generally, they're really cost effective.
We paid $100 a pound for mixed nuts at the Streaming Idiots meetup the last time there. $100 a pound.
$1,600 for a keg of beer. $1,600.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're just going to bring our own beer.
Well, there you go. Actually,
what are they going to do? Check our suitcases?
Ken Benedict smuggled in peanuts. He smuggled in he brought in like $200 worth of peanuts.
Wow.
It was great. No, it was a 5-pound bag, so it would have been like $500 worth of peanuts.
$500 worth of peanuts. Wow.
You sell those on the street. Oh yeah, man. Well, look, I don't want to keep you because you've got a lot of work to do, but you've been very gracious with your time today. I really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys out in Vegas and seeing everybody else here on the show that can come join us, and everybody else not on the show who's going to come. It'll be really great to be back and have an in-person event, and we're really looking forward to catching up with everybody.
And don't forget, if you're going to NAB, you want to get follow the COVID test protocol. You have to have a COVID test 2 days or have proof of vaccination. Negative test 2 days before or proof of vaccination. So read the fine print there.
It's going to be fun.
Right.
Wonder how long those lines are going to be.
Nah. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Hopefully
You submit all
they'll
that.
have it figured out.
You submit all that stuff in advance. And
I've done it all, but can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean,
for the people that don't read the fine print.
We did an NAB New York one year where it took 3 or 4 hours to get a badge, and this is the same. Do you remember that? No,
wasn't there. Never been there.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, it was an NAB New York. But it's the same organization. How this is going to be their first time processing that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll all get through at some point.
I'm getting my badge Saturday. Saturday is the day to get your badge.
Yep. I'm getting there Tuesday.
Tuesday? That's the day after the party.
No, it's a week before the party.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm taking a long run at this thing because this thing has a lot of wires. There's a lot of moving parts in this, and it's all going in a crate. This booth is actually a crate that disassembles into the booth, and there's just so many different things. I just want to make sure I've got a real head start.
All right. Cool.
Okay, now we can.
Cool. Good. Now we're going to go. Eric, hang around with me for just a
All right.
second. Guys, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for having us, Tom.
We'll see y'all next week.